Hello, beautiful Libra. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Libra, this is your forecast for 2024. And although, depending on when you listen to this, obviously, if you listen right now, I'm still inviting the month of January into the reading because it just makes the whole reading complete. If you listen in June, you'd have no idea what I'm talking about. So I've already put a lot of cards on the table because I figured I just get the bases out on the table so I don't take up too much time for the video because it'll get really long. So I have the foundation here, I have the bases here, and I'll just do clarifiers for each month. So I will start with the month of January. It's about change in the wind, and this energy is about learning, like understand. So the zebra is black and white, right? So, and life is not black and white. It is constant change. We have this saying that, the only thing that is not changing, the only thing that's constant is change. And so there's something, and here in Sweden, we've had a lot of wind, just even since the new year, just literally the night of the New Year's. The wind just started to pick up a lot and has been windy back and forth every single day ever since. And so there's a lot of changes physically. There's a lot of changes emotionally, I want to say, and try to not hang on to the how it's supposed to be. Like it's very rigid black and white, Libra. Try to be as going with the flow as one possibly can. We're going to clarify a change in the wind. Usually change brings about usually wind brings about the biggest change, and the biggest change brings about betterment. So the change, even though it looks a lot and it looks maybe a little bit scary, maybe a little like we don't like change necessarily. So in the beginning it might not look that fun, but once you sort of sit with the energy and sit with the changes, you're going to see that it's moving in a direction that you want. It's to your liking. Can you clarify this for Libra, please? Month of January for 2024. See? Victory and success. Number 6. So it's love and harmony. It's victory and success. Where you're headed, something really beautiful is coming in. It's going to be to your liking. Like I said, we don't necessarily like the change on the first day that we hear it or that we receive it or that we see things playing out. And whatever this is, if this is a lot of change in your relationships, if this is a change in your workplace, if this is a change in your finances, or it looks like you thought you were going in one direction and you're being shown a different direction, this change in the wind is going to really allow for betterment. It's going to move in the right direction for you. Okay? Moving on to February, which then brings about new vitality. Because you made the change that you did, or maybe it even felt forced, but the change happening in the month of January will, for the month of February, bring new energy, new life, new vitality into your life. And just for the, this person is playing I have no idea what that is called in English, but it's like we're playing a different tune now. You're going by a different tune or by a different song, if that makes sense. We're going to clarify that. And we're going to use a different deck. I have 100,000 sweaters on today because it's so chilly in my apartment. Because of the weather patterns outside, my sort of heating system doesn't catch up. So everyone's every other day, it's freezing in here. It's so crazy. Okay. New vitality for Libra for the month of February. What do we have? We need some rest. We need some tea or some coffee. New vitality. It's a number 1. So it is new energy. It's new beginnings. It's starting fresh. It's starting over. And I just feel a lightness, like there's a lightness in the air. So if it has felt a little bit heavy come out of January, it's going to feel lighter come into February. And obviously, at the very end of January, we had a big shift happening with Pluto moving into Aquarius, and depending where that is at in your houses, just as a collective, is just a huge shift. You know, Pluto, when Pluto moves, because Pluto is such a slow going planet, and usually I have to be honest, I don't pay attention to when it's like in and out shortly, like weeks or months or whatever. But Pluto is now shifting from Capricorn, a little bit of a heavier sign, into Aquarius. It has been in Capricorn for give or take 20 years, and it's now going to be in Aquarius, give or take 20 years. And so that is having a huge impact on the collective altogether. And also ending the month of January, we had a full moon in Leo. So that's also going to affect the month of February. And I feel like that's also setting the stage. Like whatever full moons we have right in the beginning of every year, to me, I'm no astrologer whatsoever, but to me it just feels like that seems to be setting the stage for the rest of the year. So Leo is about the heart, doing everything that's heartfelt, like really be in alignment with your heart in whatever you're choosing. That's about bravery. It's about being courageous and moving forward with whatever it is that you want to see changes in your life, and just listen to that foundation. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. So destiny stepping in. I can't talk either. So what happens in February is that you also can talk. The Wheel of Fortune. New beginnings. We have new vitality. Number 1, new beginnings. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. 10 is a completion. It's a new beginning with a coming full circle. So it's also something like I said, if there's been a slow going energy up until January, it's not just like the month of January. It might have been like the whole year of 2023 has been slow, or even years prior to that has been like difficult or challenging or slow. The month of February for Libra seems to be we're turning the wheels. So it means like we're moving forward in a new direction. You're so happy the old is over and we're stepping into the new. It's your destiny calling. So let's see where we're going with this. We just have another card there for the month of February, please. A lot of alignment. Something more there for... Okay, we want to use another deck. Sorry. Excuse me. Clarifying February, please, for Libra. There you go. Oh my goodness. Another number 1. Well, depending on when you listen to this, if you're catching it now, like we're just stepping into February in about a week, and from when I'm making this video, and we have one with vitality, and you have 1 or 10 with a Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the awareness card with a number, yet another number 1. And before I was just thinking, you're probably going to see a lot of ones like as an alignment, as a sign that you're like on the right path. So if you see 1-1 or 11-11 or 1-1-1 or whatever, just take that as a sign for sure. The awareness card, I mean, this is a lot like, even though it's a world card, I mean, the world card is like finalizing something. It's stepping in. The world card is also about like end of delays. It's wrapping up the old and coming into the new. It's stepping onto a new world scene, leaving the old in the past and stepping onto a new world scene, and seeing what you want. And because it's so highlighted, it's obviously highlighted every time, but I'm not always drawn to that, but I am today. And it's just showing like there's such a connection with the universe. It's such a connection with, let's say this, you're in alignment with what you want. February is a beautiful month for you. You're going to feel it ease up. That's what I felt. It's a lightness to it. It's like it's been like a little bit stagnant, and that's why it brought me to talk about Pluto in Aquarius, because with that shift, it has already started to feel lighter, I feel. Then we have the month of March, which is another 11. 1-1 again. So it's continuing on that path. This is when we don't want to, well, we do want to continue to just put one foot in front of the other. There's something that like you're about to bring about here as well. The month of March, because of February, it's probably opening up a lot of opportunities for you, putting you on the right path, putting you on a path of where you want to go. In terms of just life, to just continue on that path. Like you don't have to try to make up any new things. We don't have to try to invent the wheel twice. It's just moving in the path that is sort of being set out for you. If this is in terms of relationships, it's asking you to look a little bit about diversity and understand that different people come from different places. And because you come from different places, doesn't mean that you're necessarily all that different, but it means that we have maybe different ways of approaching things or I don't want to use the word attack, but like solving things or looking at things might be like coming from a different place. So there's something about like it's asking you in the month of March to be a little bit open in terms of perhaps new relationships coming in or dealing with people and this energy that, although there's a lightness here, Pluto in Aquarius can really, like, some people will go through the biggest, majorest change of their entire existence. I know that sounds so dramatic. I think Libra probably has the smoothest path where with I'm not sure which house that happens in, but I know that Libra will have it feels like you will have the easiest path. Even if it's not easy, it will be the lightest. And it almost is like you're going to be the leader for others. So you might even be the elephant that goes that goes first and showing others where to go and try to just be as present and understanding and having like several perspectives on where people come from. Like, why are they behaving in this way? Because that's where they grew up and that's their upbringing and that's the culture and whatever. And it's like you come from a completely different place. And so like it trying to understand where other people come from seems to be very important in March. And also that by the book card is also talking about when you've wanted a project to succeed, or you've been wanting to see something come to fruition for a while, or you've been wanting a situation to really flourish and you haven't really seen that, the month of March will provide that for you, provided you don't sort of then steer off and do something crazy other thing. Just focus on what's right in front of you and you really can't go wrong. Can we clarify March for Libra? Yes, we can. Okay, so it puts a little bit of a spin on it. It makes me understand deeper there. Explanation here for Libra, please, for the month of March. Okay, so we have Temptation, the Temptation card, and Two of Ariel. So with the Temptation card coming out next to this by the book, this is interesting. So because we have such a tremendous shift in the month of February, in February you have all this beautiful energy here. You will feel the new vitality. You will feel the new path. Wheel of Fortune, like this is your destiny calling. You're being called to a beautiful path where you feel right at home. It feels really light. If you're really connected, you really are buddy with the universe. And if you're not Libra, if you're not accustomed to be in that sort of flow or have it that easy, or have it actually then finally turn out in the way that you want it to, that might scare some. I'm not saying this is for all. I'm just saying the reason why they're just really asking you to just put one foot in front of the other, and things really will turn out the way that you want them to, unless you go off and do something other crazy things. They're talking about and they are talking about, if it feels that good, you might start to want to go into previous behavior, because even though it feels really, really good, it feels unfamiliar. So this beautiful person that I've been doing a lot of personal readings with, personal consultation, I should say, she has come into some money, and there's been a lot of changes in her life. She's really on a beautiful path, and she's so not used to have it be easy. It's always been about like putting out fires, not making it like at the end of the month, and if they are, it's just on the dime, you know. And now all of that has turned around, so she's in this beautiful place. She's starting to really attract money, and she's like, the other day when we talked, she was like, I have to practice to fill up my tank on the car to full. She was like, it feels weird, and it feels like, am I allowed to fill it up to full? Because usually she would just fill it up as much as needed to take her exactly where she needed to go. And so to fill it up to full, just to have gas in the car, what? You know, and she was like, it's weird things like that. It's like the little things in the mundane, like the everyday life, where she just really practices to like, this is okay, I can do this, I can stretch here, I can use this money on this, or like whatever. It's a gorgeous place to be, and obviously it's a beautiful place to be practicing in, but still it's so unfamiliar to her, it feels weird. And so it's just asking you, Libra, in the month of March, to don't like, to the best of your ability, and you don't have to sort of like put a stressor on this either. Like, if you regress, if you retreat into something, retrieve into something familiar and old that maybe slows the progress down a little bit, that maybe, you know, just to feel familiar again. Again is Swedish. Don't be hard on yourself, but also watch out for that a little bit. That might be the reason why you're sort of falling back into old habits, is because you're just not used to having it be easy. But you're supposed to have it easy. It's supposed to be like this. Then we have Two of Ariel, which is all about that balance, all about that base. It's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once, making work fun. So this is like, it can be quite overwhelming. So there seems to be, I'm not saying anyone is going to win the lottery. I'm not saying, I'm just using it as an analogy. So if you win the lottery, that might come with a lot of stressors. It's fun what you get to stress about. Like, it's fun where you get to, so make work fun. Make this the most fun thing ever that is happening. Don't make the silver linings bad. Now when it turns around for you, it's about learning how to balance this. It can be a little bit overwhelming in the beginning, and it's about making it fun and not take this, what seems to be like a good thing, and make it into a more stress related thing where you're just being overwhelmed. So be aware there in the month of March that just continue to do exactly what you've been doing, because that is what has put you in this beautiful path. So just continue what you're doing, and just be a little bit on the lookout there when you're trying to sort of grasp for old behaviors, or, you know, almost laugh at yourself a little bit. It's like, that's a cute behavior right there, that I don't feel familiar enough with the richness of it all, or easiness of it all, or love of it all, that I have to sort of try to mess it up a little bit, you know. You won't mess it up too much though, because in the month of April, we have a new life. In the month of April, you have a new life. If we can. It is talking about, it's perfectly here for the Northern Hemisphere, because the Northern Hemisphere, we're coming into April. Well, we're coming into April, whatever you're at, but it's more going towards spring, where it gets a little bit lighter and warmer outside. And obviously the southern hemisphere, you go in the opposition of it. But the month of April, this is talking about like heading in the right direction. This is when you can meet someone, you can deepen the relationship they're already in, like it just makes you feel way better to be in the relationship that you're in. Or it's about meeting a new person. It's like you just have those spring feelings in your body. It's like a little love tingle going on in the body for no apparent reason, although you have an apparent reason as well, because you're turning your life around. It's just so much goodness coming in. There's like so much creation that you can just play with in the month of April. Can we clarify this new life? New life for Libra in the month of April. New life, Libra. Authority card. We're going to address that in a sec. And I get the number 8 in my head. And so the number 8 for me is all about endless possibilities, endless opportunities, like really coming into a place of feeling like, okay, things are opening up. Things are really opening up. Month of April for Libra, please. Fulfillment of wishes. I mean, okay. We have the authority card, number 4, which is a heartfelt matter and the new foundation for you. And we have number 9, which speaks about, because we have fulfillment of wishes there, and because we have a new life. We have a new life. The 9 there represents it represents the new, like wrapping up the old and coming into the new. It's also very it's wish fulfillment, and it's the unconditioned. So it's so beautiful that you seem to have come to this place where that's what I mean with, you have those spring feelings. Sometimes you're like, life just gives you that feeling of just spring, of just love in your body. Not for an apparent reason at first. Like it's just, oh my God, I feel like I'm almost in love with life, you know? And because you are in that space in your energy, it will be so easy to attract exactly what it is. And so you're making your dreams come true by the way that you feel. And that is creating this new life for you. I just feel with this authority card here, to just stay, again, it's asking you, stay in line. Put one foot in front of the other. You don't have to go out and mess this up or change things up or do things differently. If you just continue to do exactly what you have been doing, things are working out. But it's also sort of asking you to stay in your integrity, stay in your authority. If you're changing your life for the better for yourself, there might be other people that just they don't understand where you're headed, or they might not be interested in coming where you're headed, and they might have an opinion about that. They might have an opinion about where you're going and what you should or shouldn't do, and it's really important for you to just stick to your own alignment, stick to your own, stay in that integrity and stay in that authority. And it can also, this card also represents, again, just allow other people to be other people as well. I had a little bit of that. Where? Right. I had a little bit of that in March. That just allow other people to be who they are and understand that they come from different places. And so that can be what they're talking about as well. Here in the month of April, it's about feeling justified or feeling worthy or feeling like it's okay for you to have it this way, for you to start to turn your life around, even though others don't, or even though others sort of if they're coming at all, they're kicking and screaming and don't sort of want to change old behaviors or don't want to, whatever their behavior is, like just allow them. You don't need for them to change. You don't need for them to come. You don't need for them to like what you're doing or decisions that you're making, Libra. You don't have to have everyone else agreeing with that. It's okay for you to move forward anyway. So if there are other people who react in a different way than you would like them to, just allow them. Leave them be, okay? It's a gorgeous month. April, things are turning around. It might be a new love, it might be a deepening of love. It's those things, like creating those things that you really want. It's just really in alignment with the universe. Fulfillment of wishes. It's really, really gorgeous. And then May. Was it May? What was it? Virgo. I can swear on that now, but it was another sign that really, like, May was the month. This is it. Like, this is what you're seeking. The month of May is like, okay, number one there again, new energy, new opportunities, brand new start. This is like love abounds. This is when you're in attunement with your heart. This is when all the opportunities that you want is just sort of swirling around you. Like, take advantage of this. Like, right now, it's like an open vessel. You can create whatever you want. It's like it's a green light from every single direction. It's just I don't even know how to put this into words. It's just the most beautiful place to be in. To feel this much love, to be in this much alignment, to feel this much support from the universe, to have all this love around you and just feel the backing up of the universe. And not have to struggle for everything, but sort of when things come easy. This is when the big changes happen. Like, this is when you sort of maybe get a house or you get a car or you meet that person, or, you know, you bring a new baby into your life or like a fur baby somehow. Like, it's a big start a new business, or the business of your dreams just became available, or like, it's those things that you just are so in alignment with. And it's freaking gorgeous. You have a lot of ones. So a lot of new beginnings for Libra. Okay, clarifying love abounds. So the month of May for Libra, please. Change your life and new beginnings. Look at that. So we have the new life for April, and now we have change your life and new beginnings with love abounds for May. It just keeps getting better. So change your life. And this is a fast moving energy. This is like when, this is what I mean. It goes from perhaps being from no home to a home, from no car to a car or an upgraded car, whatever. It's from no relationship to a relationship. It's a little bit almost like a superficial level to say those things. I think you know where I'm going with it. It just changes things. It brings such a change to your life that is like, it's a before and an after for sure. So change your life. And 16 is sudden shift and sudden changes. So not only is it a fast moving energy, this card, but 16 numerology wise is a sudden shift. It says a sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. There's a play on the change again. It's asking you to change your life. It's asking you to follow where it's now taking you. And we have new beginnings here. 20, it's an upgrade to Libra. Starting a new life. Finding your purpose. A forgiving and compassionate review of the past. like, yeah, it's just a beautiful brand new beginning. It's a starting over. It's like you might even find your soul tribe or your soul family, getting that job, getting that promotion, making that move, making a real connection to your spirit guides. You're starting a new life. We have new life in April, and then we have starting like a new beginning and starting a new life in the month of May. It's so beautiful. And then comes June, which feels a little bit different. And when I put it on the table, it's like, ooh, what is this? But I understand it now. It is 3 cards, actually, to explain the month of June. And at first glance, it doesn't, we have challenging times. We have, it's called Master, but it's like, it's the heart put in the cage, basically. And then we have the Seek, which is a sort of a meditation, like go inwards and seek your truth. I just feel with everything that has happened and with the changes going on, like just like the Wheel of Fortune, when things are now finally turning around for you, the difficulties are over, the stagnation is over, things picking up pace again and starting to move in the so-called right direction. Destiny is there sort of tugging at you like, okay, we're moving in a really beautiful place. And then you're told in the month of March to like, please be okay with this. Like, it's okay to have it be this good. The other shoe's not going to drop. There's no 12 o'clock, all the things disappear, you know. That's only in the stories. So it's like, this is here to stay. And it's the same thing, like April and May, so profoundly shifting for you that June is, it's almost like June is kicking any darkness out of your body. June is providing, I want to call it providing. It might feel challenging. It might feel questioning. It might feel like, wasn't it supposed to stay this good? Oh, yes, it is. But it's like, I'm using an analogy. I'm not sort of, this is not necessarily what's happening, but I'm using this as an analogy. If you're a young child and you've had a traumatic experience, Libra, you will not be able to deal with that experience at that time. So you will have to grow up, or at least get a heck of a lot older before you can face that situation. Because now when you're older, you have the age for it, you have the space for it, you have the wisdom for it, hopefully. You have the emotional reaction to it, like you have the mental understanding to now. Sometimes we even forget certain traumatic events. It's like, oh my God, that happened. It's like, it probably would have been like so traumatic that I didn't remember it until now. Well, it's traumatic to the degree that your brain, if your brain doesn't understand it, we're not going to look at it now, which is a defense mechanism. And it's freaking awesome. And so now, do you feel where I'm headed with this? It's like now we're at this stage, Libra is at this stage where you're adult enough, you're grown enough, you're mature enough, you're wise enough to face anything that just doesn't match your new life anymore. Anything that has anything challenging written all over it again, like things will come up because now they have place to do so. If there was a traumatic event when you were young and you're old enough, that's going to come up when you have the capacity to deal with it. And so it's not like you have regressed into something, you went for that temptation again. This is just basically you are capable of dealing with the things that just doesn't match where you're going anymore. And this is also, whatever this has been for you, like putting your heart in the cage, putting your heart in the prison, not feeling like you're worthy of love or not feeling like you're worthy of a beautiful life. That's something that now is like, it's getting so bright and so light and such a high vibe that those things are just being automatically pushed out. But when they're being pushed out, you might be confronted with them. They might come up to the surface, and it might be a feeling that comes up. It might be an encounter with other people that comes up. It might look like all of a sudden you have this conflict with this person. Where the heck did this come from? Can it just not be completely just fine at all sometime? It can. It's just the fact that those little issues, those little bubbling underneath things or people that just doesn't fit where you're going, they just need to be confronted and let go of. And so that's what's going on. And therefore, there's also this meditation card. Like, really just stay at peace, stay in your integrity, stay in that authority that we already had. Stay in your position to just continue on your path. You know what you're doing. Seek that inner alignment as much as you possibly can. Moving to the month of July is like you're back on track again. It's not that you were, that's the wrong thing of me to say, that you're off track. No, you're not off track. You're so on track. You're so on track that you can now deal with these things. They can now come to the surface. You can now face people that you may have not been able to face before. Tell someone something you haven't been able to say, or remove something, let go of something, that's also on track. And so and it might feel just a little bit more upsetting. It might feel like Libra, when things are a little bit off course or out of balance, or like, oh, you really feel that one. But Libra, in the month of July, you're sort of leveling it out again. It's going to start to feel better again. And you know what? I'm getting for the month of June. This might also be like a little bit of a, are you sure you want to move into the better state, the better place, the higher vibration? And Libra's like, I am. I'm going to continue to choose the new lighter one. Higher power and unfinished symphony is what we have for the month of July. And we have another 4, which is the heart foundation, and a heart matter, and a new foundation. And again, a 10. It's a completion. It's another number 1 with a coming full circle. And so if we start with this higher power, this is about you having the connection with your deepest version of yourself, the connection with source, the connection with your higher power, whatever you want to call it. This is when you're, again, making, because it feels like, the one thing that beautiful things, the one thing that things manifesting in our lives is doing to us is that we're now more focused on the outside again. So you might get so if you get a new house, you're like so invested in that new house, or you meet someone new, or you're starting a new business, or like all these opportunities are coming your way. And although it's really beautiful that they're coming your way, because that's the result of you being in that alignment, the one thing that they do is they tend to move us away then from the deeper and inner connection. And so if you're just being mindful of that, and July is reminding you of that again, that, okay, so what is the most important thing is not your relationship to your business. It's not even your relationship to your partner. It is your relationship with yourself, your deepest version of yourself, that higher power. So you're sort of returning back there in the month of July. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's slowing down or that it's like not too much happening, but it definitely is a more reflective month and more still month, if you will, together with Unfinished Symphony, which is about tying up loose ends. It's about again, those things that don't match where you're going. Like you're like on an upward spiral, like Libra's just going for better and better and better, and like you're not stopping. Just as much as there's no stop to like how bad things can get. Like sometimes in my life I was like, well, it's not going to get any worse than this, that's for sure. And then something happens, it's like, I was a little bit narrow-minded there in how bad things could get. they actually could get worse even still. The same thing goes for like the higher you want to get, you know, and the deeper and the darker that you've been, the higher and the lighter you can go. So it's like full steam ahead upwards. So again, it's a little bit like, okay, this thing that I haven't approached in a long time, or that I haven't looked at in a long time, has just been laying there. I need to just now sort that out, because it's a little bit of like, okay, so if you want to continue to move on higher, there are certain things that you got to have, like you just have to wrap it up and get rid of it, or you have to close down something, or you finish up something, or sell off something, or, you know, it's a cleaning house basically, so that you can, it's like close down this cycle, the past that you're leaving behind, like in a good way, so that it just feels like, okay, that was that, so it feels good to just now move on. Can we still clarify this a little bit? Clarifying the month of July, Libra. Clarifying the month of July. Stand your ground. So it's about just continue to be on that path. Stay in your integrity, stand your ground, know your boundaries. And really, like, I just feel like you're just more and more coming into your own confidence of things, feeling more and more worthy. Almost getting, I don't want to say that you're getting like arrogant. You're getting a little bit cocky in the best way. Like finally demanding from the universe what it is that you want. Like not compromising anymore. Typical Libra, like, well, as long as it levels out, like I'm good. But this is like Libra asking for what you truly want, and just staying in that, like it's a very powerful feeling. You're standing your ground and you're putting down boundaries. It's clear like what we can have and what we can't have. Like I'm saying yes to that, I'm saying no to that. And I think, you know, for some people it's like, well, what's the thing with that? Well, if you haven't said no to certain things, or you haven't even said yes to certain things out of fear of losing yourself, out of fear of not being worthy, out of fear of it's going to get unbalanced or uneven, or is that going to cause a conflict, you know, standing your ground for Libra and just sticking to this integrity of yourself and just sort of demand that this is where we're going to continue is really profound for you. So July is just really such a beautiful month. A little bit itchy. Excusez-moi. No, there's another one. I'm sorry. Okay, September. I mean, this is a, if you've been in some sort of hermit mode for the past couple of years, even like 3 or 4 years, and definitely like 2023. I mean, obviously with the pandemic, depending where you lived in the world, it could have been like up to 5 years or something. Like it's been like more of a home-based situation. And the year of 2024 is not going to be that. That's for sure. Like you're changing things. You're getting out there. You're moving about. Take the lead. It's for the month of August. Take the lead. It's a number 3. It's creativity. It's celebration. It's just active energy. And that fireball, like very masculine energy, just a drive and fiery element here to this month. It's asking you to like, this is not the month to like, I'm going to sit this one out. No, you're not. If anything, you had the month of July to do that. July was a little bit more still and wrapping up and sorting out and whatever. And August is like a full-blown move ahead month again. And it's also even asking you like, if you're waiting around for someone else to sort of make the first move or make the call or give you a confirmation for something, or like if you're waiting for an answer, things like that, the month of August is really inspiring you to take action yourself. Like don't be afraid to put yourself out there or call someone and say, I know you were supposed to call me, but you know what? I'm so excited about this. I just wanted to call and see what's going on. If it's someone that you're waiting to like ask you out or whatever, it's like, don't be afraid to just make the first move. Like, just, be the one that makes the shots, calls it how it's going to be. It's a very, again, very powerful, like Emperor, Empress feel here. Okay, take the lead. What do we have for Libra, please, for the month of August? My neck is a little bit, you see me do this. Sacral chakra, month of August. Take the next deck. We will take the next deck. Month of August. Wow. Okay. We're starting with sacral chakra. So we have this as the explanation for this fiery energy, right? And we have the sacral chakra. So I just feel like this is when, look at the fire. This is your passion being awakened. This is your purpose. This is your destiny. This is when your creative side just sets in. It's when you feel called, but it's also when you call. I like the idea when, whatever you're looking for is also looking for you. And there's something about like being called, like your destiny is calling, but you're also calling it in. It's like a beautiful meeting in the middle, meeting of the beautiful minds here. And it's just awakening your sacral chakra. So anything that has been laying dormant for a while, I mean a while, like writing that book, applying for that job, taking that, I don't know, acting class, going back to school, a dream of starting to paint, whatever this is for you, like that creative thing that has always been laying, like maybe even written stuff is sitting in the drawer and like forever you've been waiting to just make something of it. Now's the time. Like August for 2024 is a really creative month for you. And sitting here listening to it, depending when you listen to this reading, obviously, you might feel like, well, we'll see about that. Like you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it in your bones. Like it's not gonna hold. Nothing can hold you back. And I love this for you. We have 5 of Ariel. You needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. So there's the only thing, the thread that I'm feeling throughout the year is there's a constant, what you're being challenged by is your own lack of confidence, is your own lack of worthiness, thinking that you might be so accustomed or so used to having it be difficult or having something new to deal with that it is just weird that you don't. And so your thoughts like run high still, even though there are changes. It's like, but your mind is still set on, well, I'm used to another way of doing things. It's like being sick your almost entire life. I'm going to compare this to my actually oldest son, who's just about, like, we're waiting minutes like away for him to get surgery to have a cochlear implant. He's being almost deaf, so he's been hearing impaired since he was 4 years old and almost deaf. And so it's been sign language, and that's his identity. That's what he identifies as. When he was around 15 years old, he's now 23, but when he'll turn 24 this year. So when he was around 15, he was like, Mom, I think I want to hear again. I was like, okay, then here is what you will do. And then he went through almost this identity crisis. And we started to talk about it, like really talk about it. I was like, what? Just for the sake of it. We don't care that it might be a difficulty to actually start to hear. We will just sort of assume you will. What would stand in the way of that? And his answer was, and really sad, like he was sobbing when we talked about this. He was like, I don't know who I will be if I can hear. If I no longer have the hearing impaired situation, will I lose all my friends? I was like, you won't lose your friends just because you start to hear again. Talk with your friends. Ask around. What do you say if I started to hear again? Would you not be friends with me anymore? His whole identity was like, just like someone is, identifying with their illness, or identifying with not having enough money, or identifying with being a victim, or identifying with, not being able to hear. I'm a deaf person. I'm a part of the deaf community, What does that do to you to let that whole persona or that whole identity go? I feel that for you. This is like you're starting to hear again. It almost makes me a little bit emotional. Because it hits home, obviously, when I'm talking about my son. Is that you're gonna hear again. You're starting to hear again. And because you're letting go of a whole identity of being deaf. It's quite metaphorical with the hearing and being deaf as well. Seeing from being blind, or like, this is your life and this is how it's supposed to be, but it's weird because it changes things. It changes your person. It changes your identity. So it's like a small death. And not many people are willing to go into that small death. People rather die slowly in their soul and stick it out in their non-ever changing situation. They're just the change is creating new of the same. You're going to come out of this situation, and the thing here now for you in August is that it might be the first time ever that you feel like you actually don't do this alone anymore. That you might have had people around you. You might have had, people wanting to help you, people wanting to see you, friends, whatever, but still have felt like really lonely on your journey. I'm not talking like you can be alone and still feel like I'm alone a lot of the time, and I feel really comfortable in that. So I'm not talking about that. I'm feeling when you feel lonely, when you feel like you're walking this path and you wish that others could just understand or be there with you. This is you coming out of that situation and actually now starting to sort of engage with life. So I feel like August is a big turning point, because not only is it going to really inspire your creativity and your passion and your drive, sexual drive, like a drive for life, but it challenges your fear, because it's like, okay, now or never, I'm going to let go of the fear. You're going to say yes to more things that you ever had said yes to. You're going to go back into those things that you thought maybe this will never happen. Yes, it will. And I love that now this comes out. I understand completely now. A leg up in the month of September. Isn't that beautiful? So now you're coming out of that situation where you feel like you don't have to go this alone anymore. You don't have to do this thing, what that we call life, alone anymore. And then September is providing you with support. And probably mostly because you're now starting to finally allow it, Libra. You're allowing the support, a leg up. You're getting help. You're getting help from people around you. You're getting help from the universe. You're getting help from your guides. I just want to say, like, a little disclaimer here. Your guides are helping you constantly all the time. It's just that this might be the time where you actually start to notice that they are. Can we clarify a leg up? A leg up, please. And I love that we have 34 there, which is a 7. So 7 is also about the help and the support of your angels and finalizing things. The heavenly 7 a leg up. What do we have for Libra, please, for the month of September? Okay, here it is. And it's another 10. How many 10s do we have? And how many 1s do we have? Like, there's so many number 1s here. There's so much new beginning, so much new energy, and so much completion. And your destiny have been calling you since February. And in the month of September, you're living it. It's calling you since the month of February, and in the month of September, you're living it. And we have intuition, and we have solitude. So this is about just really stepping in. This is about following that, wheel of fortune, putting you on to your destiny, leading you in the right direction, and you're starting to feel like you're actually living it. It's not a dream anymore. It's not a passion of yours. It's not like a vision in some far off land. You're in it. And that's probably why it's like so profound, the shift there in August for you. I really love this for you, Libra. Follow that intuition. Really listen and pay attention to your voice from within. And by now, you probably are like really buddy-buddy with your with your inner being, because you're really inspired to continue to listen. And I just see this like, this is really profound. Like, it's almost like a black hole or like a portal. And then we have this big door in the back there. Like it's bursting. It's just bursting with light. It just wants to open up. So you might go on a deep dive spiritually in the month of September. Like your destiny might be so much about like your spiritual path, Libra. Looking into new like portals, dimensions, making that connection with your guides. Yeah, this is your destiny to really step into your spirituality and a leg up. I mean, yes, it's so much about getting that help and getting that support and being seen by the universe and having that connection. But it can also be that you're really helping as well. Like it's an exchange and you're really helping as well. Number 2, there's balance. And then solitude. This is asking you to like just continue to be on your path and continue to write your story. We have one page there which is filled with words and the other one's blank. And it's asking you to like just continue to write that new story. Whatever you want to fill the rest of the book with /life, it's up to you. Destiny in September. October, heart chakra, another number 4. 4 and 1 and 10 seems to be your thing. Foundation, heart. And so this is you really stepping into your heart, Libra. Like really, whatever's been going on in your mind or fears playing out, like you're switching it up. Like you're coming from your heart. You're being inspired to move into your heart. You're being inspired to just live from the heart, from love. And sort of really come home within yourself. Heart chakra, can we clarify for the month of October? Stand up for what you believe in. Have confidence, claim your personal power. So this is, I just love to see this for you. Since this has been the issue for you, and like I said, like the thing for you has been the lack of confidence or the lack of worthiness to just feel like you can have this such a profound, gorgeous, beautiful, lavish life. That coming into your heart, like really coming from your heart and being with your heart, living in your heart, making an actual like you're just determined to just be in the love vibration of be around your heart and try to like stay away from the mind or stay away from anything else. Just come from your heart. And that itself is going to inspire you to just bring so much more worthiness and confidence into your life. Claim your power. Like, it's almost like a calling home yourself. Like all the parts out there, all the everything that you left out there, every single time you left yourself somewhere, or everything you compromised yourself, or every it's like you're calling home yourself, and like growing by the minute, like just getting stronger and stronger in the month of October. It's a very profound and shifting month for you. Although we have a couple of those months. So it's like, that's what I mean with this year. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then we have exchanging gifts. Exchanging gifts. And I understand that this is going to be a tough one for you, Libra, because you've been the one, and that can sometimes, it's so paradoxical that the reason sometimes that we don't get what we want is because of the unevenness of what you give out and what you receive back. When it's receiving that you want to do, but because you're over giving, it's more like it's just like breathing. Like at some point you have to breathe in, or at some point you have to exhale. If you don't, you'll die. You can't like hold your breath, because eventually that oxygen is going to be used. And so you have to breathe out so that you can get new oxygen, right? And vice versa. And so it's so much about balance, like it's about what you give out and also what you receive. And so this is practicing receiving from the universe, receiving from the world. And it's also about something that you really have asked for is now sort of coming into your life. This is a month of November. Something is coming around here. Something like is starting to open up. And once it's being offered, it's for you to then engage with it. Take it in. Do the most of it. Work your little behind off with this thing. It's also not about like just receiving something. It's making the most of whatever's being given. So this is a practice, and it's not a practice, Libra, of giving. It's a practice of receiving. And you're all about that balance and all about evening it out. Which is interesting with what maybe means the most in life. It's like it's what you give and receive in life maybe has been the thing that has been most off balance due to you not feeling worthy of it. So this is just a big practice in receiving. And let's see what they say about that. Can we clarify exchanging gifts here, please? And it's a cat. And the cat always, for me, represents love. Like to love yourself and more be like a cat. You know how they don't care? Like, oh, you have your own, like we're having dinner now. I ain't. I won't. I'm going to have dinner later. Well, all the other dudes are like out doing that. Well, I'm going to sleep. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm sleeping. And now I want to get out. Now I want to do this. Like, they're so, like, independent. And they so do not care what other people think. Shadow. Wow. This is your shadow work. This is your challenge of this life. To practice receiving, because your shadow side has been about not feeling worthy, lack of confidence as a result of not feeling worthy. And so you probably have dimmed your shine. You have not requested from life what you really wanted. You might have been like, you have sacrificed a lot of things. You have compromised in a lot of relationships. You have bought the cheapest thing, because it's okay. But then when it comes like the other way around, you're just a giver. It's just so like, no, I want to pay for this. I want to pay for this. Like, please. And then when it's the vice versa, it's like, and someone wants to pay for you. No, why should you do that? I can pay for my own stuff. And that's just like surface level stuff. This is about giving and receiving. This is your shadow work to really get into like feeling worthy. Wow. Okay. And we are coming into December. Awaiting results. It's like, and now the final verdict is in. It's like, okay, has Libra reached feeling worthy through the year? You're coming into your destiny. You will know your path. You will know your purpose. It's so many brand new beginnings. It's really elevating your creativity. You're starting to feel passionate. You start to want to be a part of life. You're starting to practice this giving and receiving thing, starting to get the hang of it, not feeling guilty or bad because you're receiving a whole lot of beautiful things. And awaiting results is about doing just that, adjusting your own, and it's not compromising, it's raising of the vibration is what this card is talking about. And you've done such a gorgeous job, and it's a 7 there again. Your angels are with you, and you did it. Like we have finalized something here. Now you're just waiting for the rewards. And you understand that it's not like you've understood the challenge. You've understood the shadow work that, okay, if I want to change my life, I cannot continue to feel unworthy. And you've worked so hard on yourself to get to that point of feeling worthy, feeling powerful, feeling lovable, starting to love yourself, as the cat said. Awaiting results. Can we clarify this, please? And this will be the last clarification for this whole reading. Wisdom. Yeah, that's for sure. You're coming into your wisdom. I was going to say wise beyond your years, but you might be just in the years. It's like time. It's also like you're not undermining your wisdom. You might have undermined your shine or your self, like your person, and for some people that might even be like weird for them to hear, like, what, you? Like, you seem to have it all, and you seem to be very outspoken, or you seem to, that's not the same thing. You can really feel unworthy and feel like you're attracting crap things because it's just a response to the unworthiness or to the lack of confidence. And you might even have dimmed your wisdom. Like, you have so much to say, Libra. You have so much wisdom that the world is just waiting to hear. And so I feel like a part of that is also the destiny. And like you've prepared yourself. Can we have one more card there, please? For December for Libra. The Universe card. You're in alignment. You're finding home. You're coming into your true self. I'm a little bit lost for words. It's like, Libra, this is your year. It's going to be a challenge to step out of your not so worthy feeling. But it's almost like it's so good that the ugly stuff is just being pushed out on its own. With a little help from you. And we're wrapping it up and finishing it with being in alignment with the universe, being in alignment with your dreams, with your visions, with your, your lucky stars are with you. That is what I have for you, beautiful Libra. What a year. I don't even know what to call this. Like, look in the title what I ended up calling this, because I don't even know. 111. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 10 10 10 10 10 4 4 4 or just basically this is your destiny. 2024, this is home, movement, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful 2024. Thank you so much, guys.